So earlier today, Neil and I were recording Aliens Explored, very much like we're doing, right now. And we had planned to record about this event in 1952 in Washington, D.C., where basically some UFOs buzzed the White House. It was a really big deal at the time. A big event. Neil starts off saying, well, I want a little rant about something in our last episode. Turns into the entire fucking 30 minutes is just Neil ranting and raving.
I arrived with an agenda. I was triggered.
Yeah.
and I could no longer hold my tongue.
We had to change the entire thing. Right, no, we're not talking about the evil thing now. So we're now going to hijack Tales from the 20 side and spend the next hour. Neil's going to go off on one.
You absolutely will not. Welcome back, listeners, to Tales from the 20 side, a Pathfinder 2nd edition Let's Play podcast. My name is Dom, and I'm your games master for this game and for many other games. And I'm joined, as always, by Stu.
Hello.
By Neil.
Never mind that. I've got something to say about
By Darren.
Hello.
And by Amy.
Hello.
Good evening, everybody. Dare I ask, how are we all?
Right.
Not bad.
Are Stu and Neil close to rolling initiative in real life again? Is that what's going on here?
Do you know what? We get very passionate. We do it in this game as well. We get very passionate about what we're doing, and we sound very heated. But I respect Neil as much as I always have done.
Which is not at all.
How dare
Critical
you?
hit.
and likewise. No, I was surprised when I listened to an episode back. I thought, oh God, it sounds like we're really going at each other. We're really hammer and tongs. Mind you, when we did that last live one, and we were mentioning digressions. There were quite a few comments that came and said, oh no, we liked your digression. So there's a real treat for our listeners there. The entire episode was a digression.
Our listeners have basically turned it into a drinking game. So, yeah, every time we digress, take a drink. So, we're now getting bills from the Priory and all sorts.
There you go. Well, glad to hear it's all going well with Aliens Explored, though. How many episodes are you guys up to now?
We've just recorded episode number, Neil?
60. It was meant to be 64.
No,
and then
no, it was,
originally. Sorry?
Who am I? What? Where's this?
So this is my doorbell. So I'll unplug it.
Fuck's sake!
It's your doorbell.
We are recording a podcast.
It's. I didn't expect a doorbell like that, and it's in my bedroom. So if the doorbell goes, I prefer a gentle awakening.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
So the doorbell is unplugged now. What we're talking about? It was going to be.
Our chief weapon is a musical doorbell.
So originally it was going to be episode 64. But then our interview with Marcus Churchill became 2 episodes, so it became 65. Oh no, it was going to be interview 60. It was going to be number 63, wasn't it? And then our interview with Marcus became 2 episodes, so it became 64. And then now it's going. Oh no, it's going to be. Yeah.
No, right. So what question? We just recorded episode 65.
Yeah, I was going to say. So what I'm getting for this is you guys have absolutely no idea how many.
I know exactly. What
so I'm just losing track. Just this one has slipped twice. Once because an interview that was going to be 1 episode became 2 episodes, and then again because I had something to say about those 2 episodes.
I'm
once our
theme
guest
here.
in there.
Noticing a common theme here. But speaking of episode numbers, what episode are we on today, folks?
76.
76.
But we are not just on episode 76. This is technically a very special episode because although this is episode 76 of our Reign of Winter story, this is actually the 100th episode that Tales from 20 Side have released, including all our specials and stuff.
A centennial.
Blimey, is it really?
It is.
We've done 24 other episodes.
We have. We did all the Rose Street Revenge. We had the various specials with Honey Heist with Lion Lodge, and there was Rizark's Mausoleum as well. It stacks up.
There were 8 Rose Streets.
Yes.
3 Honey Heists, so that's 11.
Yes.
3 Lion Lodge, so that's 14.
There were 4 Rizark's Mausoleum.
That's 18.
There was the end of Book 1 special.
There was. That's 19. There was the 1 year special,
which I think ended up being sort of 3 or 4.
2 or 3. Yeah. It adds up, doesn't it?
I was prepared to just take your word for it, Dom.
It just 24 sounded like a lot, but
it is a lot.
Well, happy 100th birthday to us, and I'm only drinking green tea.
Happy technical 100th birthday.
So Dom, you've kept this like, it's 100 episodes. Where is the cake?
In the shop.
I'm really sorry, guys. So
there's no cake.
Obviously, we were supposed to record this episode last week, but we had to cut the record short because people weren't feeling very well. So I'm sorry, but I ate it, Amy. It's been a long week. I've been very hungry.
Oh, come on. Dom, you should have just said something about the driver shortage or something. He's still waiting for it. The supermarket shelf where they sold the cake shelf is still empty in the local supermarket.
The cake shelf is still empty, which is the worst state for a cake shelf to be in.
Unless you're the reason the cake shelf is empty, in which case you're probably satisfied.
Yeah, that's true because you've got cake.
Speaking of people not being well, how are you doing this week, Darren?
I'm alright. I'm on the mend. I feel a lot better than I did a week ago. Well enough to have to go back to work.
That's enough to make anyone feel ill.
Yeah.
You're sounding a lot better.
Yeah, I feel much better.
Yeah, you don't sound like you're trying to stop your lungs from leaping out your chest.
Oh, I felt like absolute crap. But I did go into work for like half a day, and then was like, I don't want to be here right now. So I went home and spent several days in bed, packing my guts up. But felt alright on
fair enough.
Sort of Sunday evening, so to work this week.
Yeah, well, glad to hear you're on the mend, Darren. Nice to have you back with us.
Thank you. Nice to be back.
Cool. It is nice to be back, and that feels like a pretty good place to move back into the game, folks. What do you reckon?
Yeah. Speaking of people being at death's door and just scraping through, there's your segue.
There you go. There you go. One day, Stu, I'll start paying you for these. But when we start getting that sweet ad revenue in, you can have an extra penny off my share.
I don't know how much you think ad revenues are, but a penny is probably the sum total.
It all adds up. Look up the pennies.
The pounds soon follow. Anyway, yes. So moving back into our game of Pathfinder, our adventurers, Alwyn Templeton, Brother Amos, Otto von Niederschläger, and Della Thornbury have just defeated the White Wolf known as Marcian Exorian, sort of large, monstrous white wolf. Sorry, not white wolf. Winter wolf. There we go. Get the name of my own creature right.
He was white though, wasn't he? Until I singed him.
He was very white, very very white, with these sort of strange, sort of vibrant blue and purple eyes. So you fought this individual known as Marcian Exorian. In doing so, he revealed himself to be a winter wolf, and a desperate battle ensued in which Alwyn was brought to the ground and was on death's door for a very short period of time. But eventually they pulled through. They managed to defeat Marcian, and in sort of defeating this sort of crime overlord of the area and his 2 ogre bodyguards, you found yourselves alone in Marcian's guardhouse. And a quick search around soon revealed that Ringir Malenkov, the smuggler who you had come here to find, was imprisoned in a room upstairs. Dela released him, and he was reunited with Nadja, who was the wife of his late brother. And he's kind of just come downstairs to sort of greet you all as Alwyn takes some time to treat everybody's injuries. And kind of just as we left off last session, you became aware of a laughter outside, like a small group of people making their way toward the guardhouse. The main doors that you had entered through swung open, and in stepped 3 more of these erstwhile guards, these fish camp guards, and they sort of, as they stumbled into the room, they saw the carnage that had happened, and with a simple call of "What the fuck has happened here?" that is where we bring ourselves back in. So the four of you watch as these three young men, all dressed in sort of ragged leathers, and each sporting one of these blue and purple armbands. There is a silence in the room as they look around. They see what's happened. They see the bodies of the ogres. They see the body of the large winter wolf, and they turn toward the door and they bolt back through it. What would you all like to do?
Well, I suppose we'd better catch up with them, hadn't we, and stop them. Chardonnay, track them down and kill. Yeah, I'll instruct Chardonnay to go chasing after them, and I'll pick myself up and chase after them myself.
All right. So as you're sort of as you send Chardonnay off toward the door, and you sort of get to your feet, Alwyn, you hear Ringir call over to you from where he is at the bottom of the stairs with Nadja. Let them go.
Well, they might tell the guards in White Throne.
I don't think they will. Let them go. You saw how scared they were.
All right then. Okay, I'll call Chardonnay back.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, I wasn't planning on killing them. Much.
I mean, you literally told your wolf to kill them. You just said that.
Oh, that's
yes, he did say that. Yes. Well, I wasn't going to do anything until you said Chardonnay kill, and I thought, yes, let's just kill them because they're better safe than sorry.
And they're police, so we
kill police.
That's a very loose term. They are. I'm sure you've encountered them up to date here. They are little more than thugs in Marcian's employ. Most of them are boys. They let them go. They'll be. You saw them come in. They saw what happened here. They did not want to tangle with you at all.
They saw what the fuck had happened here.
They did. Anyway, apologies, friends. I understand I have all of you to thank for my rescue. My name is Ringir Malenkov. Pleased to meet you.
Hello.
Likewise.
I'm Alwyn. This is Chardonnay.
I am Otto.
Otto, good to meet you. It's a good strong name.
Thank you. Yes, I've always thought so.
I'd expect nothing less from a dwarf.
And this is Fred.
I'm Brother Amos.
All right. Well, nice to meet you all. Thank you all for springing me from this place. I can't say I'm sad to hear Marcian has passed away. Was he really? I had no idea he was a winter wolf.
It came as a bit of a surprise to us as well.
No, we saw it. winking, like obviously.
I just find it quite strange because the winter wolves normally they can only take human form within the walls of the city. They cannot do so outside. So there's something special about him for sure. But he's dead now, so I guess what does it matter?
No use crying over spilled milk. That's what I say.
Hang on, I want to just so he can change form when he's inside the city, but not when they're outside it. How does that work, like mechanically and technically? Because what happens if they're in the if they've got 1 foot sort of inside the city and 1 foot sort of outside? Can they change then? I mean, what's causing them to be able to change within the city, and that means they can't change outside the city? And wouldn't this count as part of the city anyway? And what happens if the walls of the city sort of expand and cities grow all the time? Or if you were to knock down the wall, like what the fuck?
My friend has many questions.
I think you might be a little delirious from blood loss. Come, let's rest.
But also that does raise an interesting question. That it must mean that the cities are preferred to allow a wolf a winter wolf to enter the city gates on the understanding that he will transform into a human being once he's inside the wall, and not just run amok and tear people's heads off.
Well, no, he'd walk into the city as a person and then turn into a wolf, which a city is not really a normal place for a wolf. So that's a bit odd.
Ringier said they can only take human form in a city, so they've got to enter the city as a wolf.
Oh,
yes, they can only take human form within the city of Whitethrone. It's an ancient pact they have with Baba Yaga.
So about the Whitethrone allows white wolves in.
So the answer to all my questions is magic.
That's a pretty good answer. But my new friends, you seem surprised that winter wolves can roam Whitethrone freely. Do you not know that it is a city of monsters?
We know shit.
Yeah, not local.
No, that wasn't made clear to me before we set off.
I can see that, but come now. You seem to be traveling with the lovely wife of my late brother. I know she's got a good head on her shoulders. She must have told you on your travels.
Going to turn and look at Nadja pointedly. City of monsters, eh?
Oi, you were told this.
I was not told this.
Was I drunk?
I must have forgotten.
Probably, you probably were.
Remember
when we had the conversation? When we had the conversation about if you're human and you're not Jadwiga, you're a slave?
Yes, but I thought Jadwiga was like just nobles.
It is, but what I mean is, if you're a human and you're not Jadwiga, you're a slave. That's right. What I said.
I'm not getting the monsters bit, but what sort of monsters can we expect to find anyway?
There's all sorts. There's ogres. There's trolls. It's a real. I can't really just describe it like goblins, all sorts. It's the way Whitethrone's always been. I'm sure I told you. I must have told you this.
We are going to die there. This quest of ours is cursed.
No, you're not.
Shopping.
Goblins and trolls and wolves. Oh my.
So Ringier sort of carries on. So Nadja here mentions a quest. Is that why you seek out a smugglers, a humble smuggler such as myself?
Well, I know it's been a week since we last recorded, but actually it was me that said we're on a quest to save the world.
Somebody else literally just said the word quest.
Yes.
I only popped out for a pint of milk when I bumped into these guys.
It's true. It's true. They would find you all covered in blood. I mean, you're covered in blood now, so yeah.
I don't even remember what I was doing when I decided to come along on this.
We were drinking.
Set on
drinking
fire to
in the
something,
pub.
I imagine.
We were getting drunk.
A lot of the best stories happen by starting with a drink. Look at Caden Kalian. He got drunk one night and now he's a god.
Yes! I'll bring out the stein. Caden Kalian!
Yes. So anyway, you didn't really answer my question there. What is it you seek with an old smuggler such as myself?
To smuggle us into the city.
Okay. Interesting. For what purpose?
Save the world.
That's rather broad. Could you be a little more specific?
Well, we've got these blood-soaked items that we need to drop into a specific cauldron so that we can bring back Baba Yaga because her daughter's been, on the throne for too long and not, relinquished
Bring back
over
Baba
to
Yaga?
her sister. Yes.
Bring back Baba Yaga, you say?
Yes.
Then the rumors are true. We all knew that Elvana was, we got the sense that she was overstaying her welcome on the throne somewhat, but I didn't realize that she'd actually managed to do something to her mother. I thought it was all just hearsay stories, but I guess that explains why she abolished the Iron Guard. I guess that explains why she declared martial law in the city.
That would do it, yes.
Martial law, you say? That'd be a handy thing for one of us to write down. Look pointedly at Della.
For podcast listeners, Amy has just raised a hand as though to indicate as though she's on it.
Yeah, it might not last till next week, though. I'll rewrite that.
These Iron Guard have been destroyed. Who were the Iron Guard?
So the Iron Guard are, or rather, they were White Throne's guard force, absolutely loyal to Baba Yaga herself. They were formed by the Witch Queen 1,000 years ago when she first formed Irison, and they've remained loyal to her since. But recently, perhaps a month or so ago, Queen Elvana forcibly disbanded them. They were either killed at their posts, or they were driven underground, or banished from the city entirely. And in their place, she now has the Winter Guard, which is a guard force loyal to Elvana herself, not to her mother.
Yes, it's hard for me to feel sorry for any sort of guards. But if it's an opportunity to take on this Winter Guard,
what do you mean? What do you mean? It's hard to feel sorry for guards. Are you a cop killer?
Don't like police.
Well, more by circumstance than by,
Yes.
So that's
Hit me
a
over
yes.
the head
Then.
with a metal bar, So we killed them all.
Right. Well, that seems like a gross overreaction, if you ask me.
That's us. That's us all over.
That's weird. You know how one thing leads to another, a situation gets out of hand, and next thing you know, you're surrounded by corpses. You never intended it to end that way, or you didn't wake up that morning deciding to do it.
He sort of folds his arms as you all say this, and looks over to Nadia. Nadia, where did you say you met these people? Nadia sort of pipes up and says, they're all right, Ringgear. I think they're not coming across quite as well as they'd like to. They're good people. They saved me from Nadja's little protege, Radisek. He took me prisoner in the Pale Tower to the south. They came up, they rescued me.
He killed Radisek too.
And they killed Radisek.
And his police force.
His entire police was it, but
only half of them.
Owen, maybe stop saying that. Maybe stop saying that out loud. But no, Rengeir, they're all right. You can, I vouch for them. They helped me find out what happened to. They helped me find out what happened to my daughter, Thora. I trust them. And Rengeir sort of closed his eyes in like a long blink. All right then. If Nadja vouches for you, that's good enough for me. Plus, you did save my life, so I suppose I owe you a favor. Yes, I can get you into the city. What has my late brother's darling wife told you about me?
That you can get us into the city, she said.
That's
yes,
a
without
reasonable
you,
assumption.
We will fail miserably.
We won't get into the city, yes.
Yes.
What else has she told you about me? Has she told you how I came to be here?
What did she? Maybe she did. I probably wasn't listening.
I might have been drunk. Well, I mean, all these tales are best off, from like the horse's mouth. So.
Yes. Is it important?
Indeed, they are. It's not.
You never know what's important until later on.
I never know what's important later on either.
No,
it's not. It's not completely important. But I find in my old age, I like to indulge in my own story a little. You know what I mean.
Ah, well, feel free.
Yes. So I came to Whitethrone many years ago now. You see, I had a family once. The wife and the child. They were taken prisoner by some of Elvana's people, and I came here to get them back. Unfortunately, well, that was 12 years ago, and I've never seen them again. There's been no trace of them the entire time. But I don't say this because I want your sympathy. In fact, I do not. I just want you to know who you're dealing with here.
I seem to remember hearing something about you being jailed for sedition.
Yes, that was the work of the illustrious Mr. Exorian over there. He looks pointedly over at the body of the Winter Wolf. Yes, and I suppose technically he was right. I was attempting to organize the citizens of the fish camps. I mean, you've been here for a little while. You must have seen how they treat the fishermen.
Oh yes, we came across a bunch of Marcian's thugs when we first arrived, picking on someone, and we assisted.
It's all right, my friend. I'm not offended by the word "killed," if that's what you mean.
But we didn't kill all of them.
All right, that's good. Let's start. But yes, so technically, Marcian was correct. I was attempting to organize the citizenry here, basically to take advantage of the increased security in Whitethrone, because they are looking after their own affairs much more. They care less about what happens down here. I saw an opportunity to push Marcian's kind out of the fish camps, give these people a little bit of respite. And unfortunately, I'm not quite as sly as I was in my younger days. I got a little sloppy, and I got caught.
Right. So.
But regardless, I can very much be of use to you to get you into the city itself. There's a forger I know. His name is Rat, Digby Rat, and he'll be able to get you the appropriate papers to wander the city freely without too many questions being asked.
Right. I mean,
Would you know how we could get in contact with any of the ex-Iron Guard?
Well, actually, it's funny you ask, because once I get you your papers, there will be someone I wish to introduce you to. Have you heard of the Heralds of Summer's Return?
no. If we have, we need reminding.
Would anybody like to roll a society check?
Yeah.
I won't, because I'm on -1 with my society.
I'll roll a
worries.
society check.
I tell you what, in this
18.
specific case, Alwyn, I'll let you have religion instead, because of reasons.
I'll definitely take religion.
Well, I have 13, so...
13,
21.
21 for Dela, and for Brother Amos?
18.
18, okay.
Mm-hmm.
26 on religion.
Okay. Otto and Amos, that phrase is completely new to you. Dela and Alwyn, you have both heard the name, the Heralds of Summer's Return, each for different reasons. Dela, you've heard whispers of this, of the name of this group. They are largely irrelevant to you, given your past growing up where you did, but given the circles that you move in, occasionally you hear things. You've heard whispers of basically a rebel faction within the land of Irison, who basically are working to basically bring back summer. They sort of conspire against the White Witches. They conspire against the Queen, the current Queen, and ultimately their kind of ultimate goal is to find some way to get Baba Yaga to release her hold on Irison and allow summer to return to the land. Alwyn, you've heard of this group. In fact, you have heard quite a lot about this group. You know that the Heralds of Summer's Return are a sect of Milani worshippers based in Irison.
Right.
And with that, I will say that Milani is kind of known as the goddess of freedom and of rebellions and of guerrilla warfare and of all that sort of thing. And as such, her worship is prescribed in most kind of tyrannical nations.
Prescribed.
Proscribed.
Prescribed.
Verboten.
Right. Thank you. Right. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'll share what I know with everyone.
Yeah. Same.
Yes. So, and Ringir continues as you deliberate. Yes. So, Nadia, this will be news even to you, I imagine. You see, not long after I came to White Throne and I attempted to find my wife and child, I was approached by an agent of the Heralds, and that they really became the reason why I stayed here. They convinced me that even if I could not help my wife and child, I could still use my abilities to help others who needed it. And so I've spent the last 12 years smuggling those most desperate to leave out of the city, and also bringing in various supplies to people who need them. Mostly food shipments, that kind of thing. But yes, to answer your question, my halfling acquaintance, these ex-Iron Guard, when Elvana took full control of the city, as I say, a number of them, those who weren't killed, either fled the city or they went underground. Those who went underground found themselves in contact with the heralds of Summer's return. Now, I will say this: they are not exactly friends with each other, but for now at least, they are allies of convenience. So, if you wish to speak with some Iron Guard, I can introduce you to Solveig Erdal, who is the leader of the heralds, and he can put you in touch with them.
That's a really good idea, Della. Because I suppose we are on the side of Baba Yaga, aren't we?
In a way, yes.
Well, you say you're trying to find her and free her. I'd say that puts you on her side.
Yes.
And
Yes.
whilst I can't claim to have any love lost for the Witch Queen, I recognize that she at least keeps her dealings away from this land. Whereas Queen Elvana, if she is seeking to overthrow her mother, that could be a problem, not just for Irson, but for the rest of Galarian too.
Well, we just don't want the world to turn into a snowball, basically.
That's a good motivation.
Or a sheet of ice, if you believe the Flat Galarian Society people.
You see, the funny thing about the Flat Galarian Society is that they have members all over the globe.
Yeah, indeed. Yes.
Every corner.
Yeah.
All right, so the four of you are looking a little beat up, and I'm not surprised. The Winter Wolves can be vicious in a fight, so you did well to take down Marcian the way you did. But come, I have a hut nearby that I think you could use. You can use to rest and regain your strength if you wish.
Oh God, yes, please.
Yes, let us do that.
All right. Is there anything else you wish to do here?
Oh, I had a question. If you're smuggling us in, is there any way you can help us sort of maybe blend in appearance-wise, not just papers, but, you know, like disguises as locals? Because we're quite probably a bit tanned for this area.
You are, but what I will say is that's not as uncommon in the city as perhaps you might think. I'll explain more when we get to Digby's place.
Okay, we just don't want to stand out.
I mean, you will stand out, but I don't think in a way that will be suspicious. At least not unless you draw attention to yourselves.
No, we would never do that.
Yes, I can't see anything like that happening.
Maybe we compose as Jadwigger.
He raises an eyebrow as Otto says this. Actually, Alwyn, was it? You said your name was.
That's me. Yes.
That actually is an idea I had for you. What the hell? I'll explain now. You see, within the Jadwigger, within the lesser Jadwigger, there is I suppose you could call them a faction called the Stilyagi. And you see, the Stilyagi are, I suppose the best way to describe them is that they are young nobles, new money in a way, if you wish. And they like to show off that their wealth and their sophistication, and as such, they often have retainers and entourages from elsewhere in Golarion. Half-elves, dwarves, halflings, even folk as tanned and tawny-skinned as you. what one of the things that Digby can do for you is he basically has 3 different levels of papers he can forge for you, and really the highest level is to make you appear to be a member of a Stilyagi's household. There are so many in the city that there is no official way to count them.
These passports he's forging us, can mine be blue?
I'm sorry, we used to do them in blue, but the ink always comes out black. But yes, certainly there will be no red or burgundy passports. Who would want those?
I know, filth.
Short fuse with those.
And if you like, you can even have a crown etched onto your tankard.
Yes, that would be nice.
Yes. Yes. Anyway, come. Let's. If you're done here, let's go and rest somewhere a little more comfortable.
Is it far?
It's not far. My place is down by the docks.
Should we do anything about this? And I'll point around the room at the dead wolf and the ogres.
You mean tidy up?
I mean, we never have done before.
Is anyone going to come in here and cause? Yeah.
You mean take a lucky wolf's paw?
Is that a thing?
It could be if you want it to be a thing.
I'm okay. Maybe one of these keys that I picked up can lock the front door.
Maybe. I mean, personally, I wouldn't worry too much. You see, this place was abandoned before Marcian's thugs moved in and took it over. I doubt anyone will be... I doubt anybody except any of his guards who were still out are going to come back here. The only thing that I guess you could do is, if you were to tidy up, then that at least would stop the place from smelling.
So what you're saying is this is now ours?
It could be, if you wish it. Like I say,
open the windows where the ogres have been here.
This library has been out of commission for some time. Like I say, Marcian's thugs were the only people who really used it. Yes, I suppose technically this is your place now.
Nice.
It's the way of the fish camps.
I have a question, Ringy. Obviously, you know the fish camps really well, and we've just created a power vacuum, haven't we? So, first of all, who's going to keep law and order in the fish camps? And
there's not really much need for it. Before Marcian moved in with his thugs, the fishermen solved all their disputes amongst themselves.
Do they slap each other with fish?
They do, if you ask them really, really nicely.
Well, I suppose that leads on to my second question, which is, are there any people in the fish camps who might think, Marcian was onto a good thing there, so I'll emulate what he did now he's gone, and step up and, make us have to deal with them?
No, we'll be gone by then.
Can we preempt that?
You can
see
the power vacuum in our wake.
You can see that Ringier thinks to himself for a moment. Yes, there are a couple of you could say undesirables in the camps, but nobody really with the force of personality to take a position like Marcian did. Everybody I can think of is small time. If they became a problem, the fishermen would put them down.
Probably wouldn't hurt to have rumours going around that if anyone does try anything like that, they'll have to deal with us.
Well, if you wish to sow such rumours, by all means, do so.
Isn't that just inviting trouble from anyone who chances his arm? Why don't we just discreetly leave and move on to the next stage of our quest, our bold quest to save the world?
Like I say, I can see that you're concerned about what you've done here. Like I say, I wouldn't be. The fish camps have ruled themselves for a long time. They've been outside of Whitethrone's grasp for a long time, and they've been just fine. I'm sure they will continue to be just fine.
Okay then.
Alwyn, your heart is in the right place, but you do worry about all sorts of things that probably don't concern us.
Yes.
For a cop killer, for a self-confessed cop killer, it says a lot about you that you worry about these people.
Well, yes, people, because people don't want to be oppressed by, corrupt cops.
No, I
Keep
I
using this
completely
word
agree.
cop. It's an interesting word.
It is. It's a local slang for the police force.
Interesting.
It stands for keep on policing.
Keep on policing, right? Okay. That's some ancient dialect meaning caper, meaning to capture, you see.
Yes, anyway, so shall we go? I can have warm food, I say comfortable beds. So I can at least have you a nice, a warm, safe place to sleep for the night.
Yes,
That all
is
sounds amazing.
is there a locksmith in the fish camps?
In the fish camps, no. I mean,
Bugger.
you could probably find there is a smith on the waterfront, but he really deals in larger things. You could ask him if he could do you a lock, but I wouldn't hold your breath.
Oh, hang on. Dela, when you released Ringgit, did he have chains and a lock?
I'm gonna say let's roll a dice.
You used a key to release him, but Alwyn doesn't know that.
Okay. Stu, odds or evens?
I'm going to say odds.
Okay. Ringgit did not have a lock on it. It was one of these ones that, although there was a lock on the chain, the lock was kind of part of the chain, if that makes sense.
Okay.
It wasn't like a padlock holding everything in place.
Can we have a look round, see if we can find a padlock?
Yeah, you absolutely can. Let's remember what the Pathfinder skills are, because I've been doing 5th edition all week.
Let's
Perception.
canvas the place. Everything.
It's usually perception to look for things.
It's probably going to be perception. Let's have perception rolls from everybody.
21.
Ooh,
27.
30.
I rolled. I don't think it matters, but I rolled a natural 1.
Crit card!
Amos is blind now.
Amos falls on your ass while looking.
Brother Amos, you find an absolutely fascinating corn dolly. Everybody else, this was once a livery, sort of built to outquip, equip, sort of horses and beasts of burden for long journeys, that sort of thing. And yeah, there is a whole bunch of kind of just mundane gear that is stored in this place. Most of it has long since been ruined. But you do kind of get the sense that, I mean, if there's anything from the adventuring gear list in the core rulebook, sort of just basic adventuring supplies, torches, bedrolls, water skins, backpacks, that sort of thing, you quite quickly find that as much as some of this stuff has been ruined, a lot of this is still in very good condition. So if you wanted something like, I don't know, some saddlebags or like some tools or a crowbar, that sort of thing, you could probably gather those things from here. In regards to specifically looking for a lock, Dela, with your 30 on your check to search there, you do find sort of tucked behind the counter, almost as if it was put in a very kind of safe location. You do find a lock. Looks to be of reasonably good quality. This is an average lock.
That's what you're looking for, Alwyn?
That's perfect. Yes. We can give it to Otto for the cosy cabin.
Throw it. Look fast.
Do I need to make an agility roll to catch it?
Yes, do it.
Dodge it. Because it's a huge chunk of metal.
If you want to, you can make a reflex saving throw, Otto.
Reflex.
If you want to.
I want to. 28.
Okay. As you flick this lock through the air, Dela, for a second it looks like Otto hasn't even seen it coming. It's about to bean him in the back of the head, and then he just whips up a hand, whoosh, catches it in midair.
Don't underestimate me.
So yeah, Otto, please add an average lock to your inventory.
Average lock.
Yes. Yeah. So does anybody else want to pick up anything?
Yeah, going to add a crowbar.
Yeah.
You could do some damage with that.
You never know. Crowbar and a bit of chain.
Crowbar, yeah. You can sort of get yourself a small length of chain. There's not much chain here. There's maybe about 15 foot worth of chain that's in usable condition.
15 foot. Will do me nicely.
And kind of with your looting well and truly done now, Ringgear leads you all out of Marcian's guardhouse, and kind of as you step outside, and he begins to lead you down toward the waterfront. Let's have a quick perception roll from everybody.
Just before we leave the door, can I lock it with one of the keys that I have?
Yes. I'm going to say yes.
Okay, cool.
12.
I can't remember exactly how many keys I had on there, but I'm going to say yes.
I rolled a natural 1, so 10.
24.
Is this perception?
Yes.
18.
18. Okay, so Alwyn, kind of as you're stepping outside, and Ringgear begins to lead you towards the waterfront and his place to stay for the night. You kind of see, just nestled in the snow, you see a strip of blue and purple cloth that appears to have been hastily torn off someone.
Aha! I think they've quit their jobs.
Like I said, you didn't need to worry about them. Okay.
It's important that nobody knows we're coming. Probably said that a bit loudly.
Yeah, I think the people in the back didn't hear.
That's a little bit worrying, but come this way. And Ringgear leads you through the fish camps down to the waterfront, and eventually you find yourselves outside a small shack, which Ringgear produces a key for and opens up, and kind of leading you all inside. Come on in now, my friends. Watch your head. Watch your head. The ceiling's a little low.
You pretty
that low for
do
me?
a bar party.
Yeah, no, it's for Otto and Dela, it's absolutely fine. Amos and Alwyn, you do need to duck slightly to avoid kind of clonking your head, doing a Gandalf on your way in.
Ringgear's human, isn't he?
Ringgear is a human, yes.
Okay. Why? I mean, really, really appreciate you taking us in and all the help you're giving us. But why do you live somewhere with such a low ceiling?
Subsidence.
So it was higher when you built it.
It was a lot higher when I first moved in.
It used to be like a cathedral.
Have you tried digging
at
down?
the same rate?
Oh, no, it did. It's just the door that's a little low.
Right.
And you sort of step inside and you see that there's like a 2-foot drop between the door and the floor itself.
Okay.
It's almost half as tall as I am.
Yes, like I say, damned sinkholes. They ruin property value around here. Am I right?
Yes.
I wasn't thinking of buying in this area anyway.
Well, we don't need to.
Me too.
We got a freebie.
We own a library.
Yeah.
Not a library, a library.
We own a library. I wondered why there weren't any books.
Keep saying library.
Well, I'm a big reader.
All right, so you are led into Ringgear's kind of place where he lives. You can see he lights a few candles around the outside of the room, and eventually goes over to what looks to be a hearth that has gone semi-cold, and gets a nice fire going, and you spend a very lovely evening, sort of being looked after by him. He gets you a hot meal. He doesn't have beds for you all, but there's plenty of space for you all to kind of bed down with your bedrolls and such. And yeah, you have a lovely evening where nothing goes wrong.
Just for
That's
ease of things, can Alwyn just cycle through, regaining his focus point by sipping from his stein and doing lay on hands on everyone to make sure everybody's up full?
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
you absolutely can. You absolutely can.
Everybody's up full hit points.
Thanks.
Fabulous, thank you. Do I get my hero point back? Or that?
You got that back at the start of this session.
While we're chilling here, does anyone know what this stick thing is that I picked up? And then I'll pick up that stick thing that's half silver.
Yes, you do.
Was it a black stick with a white tip at each end?
Not quite, but it is. So kind of as Dela produces this object, the rest of you see that she's holding what appears to be a piece of wood, maybe just over a foot long, about sort of 15 inches. Try to remember how I described it. It's kind of most of it seems to be silvery, sort of coated in like a silvery substance, and this shaft of wood itself seems to blur slightly as you attempt to look at it.
Yeah, what is this? I've got no idea. Any of you guys know?
Otto, you've got sort of arcane knowledge.
I can detect arcane knowledge, arcana. I've got a little bit of arcana.
So
should I make a roll?
Remember back to the arcane things you know and think about it. Maybe.
If Otto, do you wish to cast Detect Magic?
Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Let me detect magic.
No rolls.
Yeah. So as you kind of reach out with Detect Magic, Otto, you do indeed discover that this is a magical object, and kind of as you focus on it, you detect that this has quite a strong aura of illusion magic about it.
This has quite a strong aura of illusion magic to it.
Yeah. If you would like, Otto, you can give me either an Arcana or an Occultism roll.
They're both the same fairly low value, so I'll give you an Occultism roll.
All right.
13.
13. Okay. I think it's safe to say that this is definitely a magic wand. just by looking at it. You get the sense that this has the ability to cast a particular spell once per day. You can try and cast it more, but it might break. However, with that roll, you're not quite sure what the spell is.
Try it.
Well, it is almost bedtime, so we might as well.
Try it on me.
Yeah? Okay.
Has somebody got a healing potion ready in case it goes horribly wrong?
Wouldn't it be better to do someone else? Rather, because then you can help heal them.
Okay, yes, do it on Dela.
Okay.
Oh no, Brother Amos is volunteering.
Why don't we wait till tomorrow and just do it on some passerby?
Because if we wait till tomorrow, then you can't use it again tomorrow. But if you do it tonight, then it might come in useful tomorrow.
Shall we go out and find someone and just?
Oh, Brother Amos, you don't mind, do you, Brother Amos?
I'm fine. I'm fine with
do
it.
I'll wave
Oh,
it.
yeah, you go. Yes, Brother Amos. And turn him into a frog or something.
So Dela, as you point this stick towards Brother Amos, is that correct?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Don't blame me if
shouldn't
this
Otto
goes
be
horribly
using
wrong.
it?
I don't know. You just
Well,
told
it's
me
magic.
to wave it.
It's magic, and Otto can use magic, so
Oh, give it
I think
here.
Otto should be using it.
Oh, Brother Amos.
You pass it over to Otto. Sure thing. So Otto, as you take this stick in your hand, you do feel a tremor of magic within it, and it's definitely a magical wand. And you point it towards Brother Amos, and sort of calling on your own innate knowledge of magic, you will the wand to talk to you and to allow you to use its magic.
Magic wand, do your worst.
Please make either an Arcana roll or an occultism roll.
I'll do an occultism again. And this time it's 12.
It's 12. Okay. So Otto, you point this wand towards Brother Amos, and you close your eyes. You take a deep breath. You say some words that you didn't think you knew. The wand begins to vibrate slightly in your hand as it does so, and that's where we're going to end for tonight.
Cheeky.
Oh.
Tales from the 20 Side is a Feagle Films production in association with Juicy Fools. Music by hooksounds.com and editing by Stu Jackson. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Discord by searching Tales from the 20 Side or by visiting talesfromthe20side.com.
So, Darren, do you have a backup character?
Was that a bad idea? Just pointing a brand new magic wand at someone and go, let's see what this does.
Yeah.
I mean, you did lay on hands, so might be alright.
I did. Did you enjoy it? I was laying my hands everywhere, all over the place.
Perhaps a little more than is necessary.
Oh,
Alwyn.
that's suddenly very creepy. I regret saying that.
And Otto gets a little bit of payback for me smacking him around earlier.
Yes.
Oh, yes. So with the wand in one hand, Otto casts Fireball with the other hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.